Thank you. Okay, good morning, everyone. It is so wonderful to see your faces. Happy Friday. Um, oh my goodness, yes, so cold in places around the country. It's not normally cold, and we are all flipping out. Schools are closing like crazy. It is wild. Here in Texas, we are not equipped for that. Um, it's been so crazy to see snow in Florida and New Orleans. So wild. Good morning, everyone. Happy Friday. My name is Caroline Burchett, and being here with you warms my heart more than I can tell you because, guys, we are all connected already through a common thread of struggle. But not only that, the fact that we want to create change in our lives. Okay. Put a 1 in the chat if you're here because you want to learn or you are creating change in your life. I love it. Amazing. Okay, you guys. Um, Before we dive in, I want to say something very, very important. And that is that healing begins where stories are shared in safe places. And this space is and always will be that safe space for me. So thank you for being that for me. And I hope that you will treat this space similarly. Believe it, immerse yourself in it, and know that you are not alone. Okay. And like I said, I'm just really proud of you for showing up today because that means that you're taking the time to prioritize yourself. You're prioritizing your health. And guys, we're prioritizing our mindset. And that is no small thing. It is a true act of courage and it deserves to be celebrated. And here's the key. You've heard this over and over again, but are you actually applying it to your life? Success is not about being perfect. Are there any perfectionists in the room today? Anyone? Put a 2 in the chat if you are a self-proclaimed or other people have proclaimed you. Yes. Guys, we struggle, okay, because we're so used to being good at things. Why the heck can't we be good at this? Okay, are you connected to that? But this isn't about being perfect. It is about being consistent. And, I love putting a sticky note in my house that says, just keep going. No matter what comes your way, just keep going. Consistency, linking those wins together is what moves us forward, not perfect. Success is not linear. It is not a straight line. Okay. So whether it's sticking to your plan or just showing up for this call, or just filling your mind consistently with thoughts of that encourage growth, that is what changes everything for you. Okay. But too often we get stuck in these loops, these thought loops that hold us back. Okay. Thoughts like, I can't do this. I will never change. So today we're going to push those aside. We're going to ignore them as truth, and we're going to break those patterns. Okay. I'm going to tell you a little bit about me. Now, don't let, taking a shower today and putting on lashes for you fool you. Let me see if I've got this here. This is me. Thumbs up if you can see me. Yeah, is that coming through? Okay, thank you. This is me before I chose to take control. And that girl on the left there, she is smiling. But let me tell you, there is so much hurt going on inside. Okay. And I really didn't want to address the hurt, but to get to the right side, I had to. Okay. So, and it wasn't just about food. And that's why we're here today. Okay, now a little bit more about me. Um, I was in a really dark place just 3.5 years ago. So after COVID hit, drinking became more than just a habit for me. It became a daily way to cope. Okay. Some of you are pouring your drinks in the evening. I would start pouring mine around 11 a.m. Okay. I'm not talking about a casual glass of wine. I'm talking about 11 o'clock bottle of Prosecco. Okay. So at my heaviest, I was 260 pounds. That was in 2017. And when I started this program, I was at 220 pounds. I was physically and emotionally very unwell. And my depression and my anxiety had truly reached an all-time high. Um, I had twin 8-year-olds, boy-girl twins, and a little 3-year-old Lucy. They needed a present, healthy mom. But what they had was a mom who spent most of her time drinking and laying on the couch, parallel to the floor. And I was often drunk. So if those sweet babies wanted to spend time with me, they were going to snuggle me on the couch. Or if I was grumpy, just leave me alone. And that's how they could win me over. How sad is that? Okay. Um, Quick story that I don't believe I've shared with you guys in the past, and maybe never on Zoom, just face to face with some close coaching friends. But um, I used to work out really hard at Orange Theory, and then I would go hang out while my kids were at school on a patio at a Mexican restaurant. These people knew me so well and knew my little one so well that they would buy Christmas presents. The bartenders would buy Christmas presents for my kids. Okay, that much of a regular. That place has all my money. So one day I had already been there drinking during the day. I went and picked up my kids from school. I will let you read between the lines on that. And I went back. Okay. And I brought them back to the restaurant. That day, the manager, who was also a dear friend of mine, told me something that completely stopped me in my tracks. He said, Caroline, we care about you and your children too much. I cannot continue serving you if you continue to drive them home. Yeah. I was mortified. I was angry. I was so angry. But I believe that began to plant a seed. And it made me realize that I was on a very dangerous path, and I was not just affecting myself. I was affecting my children and potentially many other people and putting them at in harm's way. So somehow, I don't know if that was my rock bottom, because I wouldn't get help for a couple months later. That was spring of 21. Okay. But it was a wake-up call. And a few months later, I joked to my mother-in-law, y'all, I didn't know really anything about Optavia. I just knew that people were succeeding and I wasn't. And so my actual words the week before I started to my mother-in-law were like, well, wish me luck. I'm going on an overpriced starvation diet next week. Let's see what happens. I didn't know anything about this plan. Okay. And I did not expect to succeed. Okay. But here I am, 80 pounds down with Optavia. And I am happy to say that I am no longer day drinking, and I am no longer drinking daily. And there's a sober, curious piece of me there, but we're not quite there yet. To be continued. Anyways, that's me. That is a huge part of my story. And here's the thing, the structure, the boundaries of this plan, when you truly lean into it, it simplifies things for you. Now, don't get me wrong. It feels complicated because when the feelings come in, and they will come in, our coping mechanism is kind of, that rug's pulled out from under us. But if you just continue to follow the simple structure and you don't fight it, and when the negotiations come in, it's a full body no, you are going to have awesome, awesome, incredible results too. Okay. So if you come here regularly, put a 1 in the chat if you're a regular. I want to know if you're a regular on Coffee with Clients. We're blowing up. So proud of you guys. And here's what's key. I love that you're here, but I want you to check in. Are you just being a consumer of information and then struggling to put that information into action? Because I've been there. Don't just be a consumer. Don't just sit here, listen, say, oh, that was so good. I learned so much. Take it away and put it into action. Don't believe you can get there? Don't worry about it. Belief follows action. Okay? So we're not just going to be a consumer anymore. We're going to do the thing. Now, something I want to leave you with today is something that Allie Gant, one of my favorite people ever, shared early on in 2021 when I started. I saw her on a Coffee with Clients just like this, and something that she said really stuck with me. And I use it to this day, and I talk to my clients about it. And that is saving special for special. Okay? And, that's another thing that I want you to put on a sticky note. Save special for special. Now, let me ask you something. Is sitting on the couch with a glass, or like me, a bottle of wine special? No, I'll answer that for you. It is not special. It's kind of sad. And again, no judgment. I see you. I've been there. But now let's reframe that, okay? How about a celebratory glass of wine during a special celebratory dinner within boundaries? Is that special? Heck yes, that is absolutely special, okay? The key is learning to shift all of that energy towards moments that actually matter. So here's the hard truth about saving special for special. When you do this and you learn to do this, it can and will feel like grief. And I want to validate that for you. It is grief. It's scary, real life, challenging, ugly grief. And if you learn to accept that, and you don't actually treat it with that much, if you don't really actually accept it as grief, you are going to struggle to heal. Okay. And I want to give you a practical tool for managing your cravings when they come in. Okay. So when you find yourself wanting something, let's say a donut, that would be me, a glass of wine, or whatever that might be, I don't want you to ignore it anymore. Okay. If you know me, I'm a huge fan of having just a 97-cent notebook and, keeping different lists and just, things that you want to keep up with and remember in your journey. Don't spend time, don't spend money, just go get one of these if you don't already own it. And I want you to start making a list. A lot of times we can get stuck when we're trying to create change because we have this deprivation mindset. Okay. Was I sad that I wasn't eating donuts? I was. Were donuts going anywhere? Were they going to be non-existent for the rest of my life beyond Optavia? No, donuts were always going to be around. They were not going to disappear from my life. But I did feel a real grief about the fact that I wasn't having one of my favorite coping mechanisms. Okay. And so, I really do this exercise. I know I've shared it with you before, but I make a list of foods that I actually do love, but they're just not serving me right now. And you'll know that I'm a big fan of saying that food doesn't have morality. Okay. We love to say, oh, I was bad. I was so bad. Or maybe you've heard that in your family growing up, like, oh, I was bad. You're not bad. Okay. Let me tell you that. You are not bad. Okay. Actually, food has no morality. How cool is that? There's food that moves us closer to our goals, and there is food that moves us farther away. And that's it. So please, I'm encouraging you to stop calling yourself bad. Okay. But when you are feeling, like you're missing out, I want you to start that list. You can title it whatever you want to. Like, maybe let's just go with food I'm grieving. Okay. Food I'm grieving right now in my life. Okay. The title is getting too long. Call it whatever you want. But what I'll do is I will literally be like, donuts. Okay. Let's be honest. Donuts were on there. Sushi was on there. Prosecco was on there. And I want you to pretend that you're across the room and you're having a discussion with it. Y'all, this cheesy stuff works. Hey, donut, I love you. It's okay that I love you, but right now you are not aligned with my goals. And guess what? You're not going anywhere. You will still be here later when the time is right. Okay. Just put it down, just be like, it's okay that I like it. I'm not wrong for liking it. I'm not bad for wanting it. I want it. It's just not serving my goals right now. Okay. Yeah. Peace out. And kind of like knock it off its pedestal. Okay. Because it's kind of a jerk. It's a little bit of a jerk. Okay. But this exercise is going to help you process the feelings and process the grief instead of suppressing it. We're so good. Let's just sweep it under the rug, feel like I'm being deprived, and eventually give up. Okay. It reminds us that food is not scarce and we're not actually depriving ourselves. We're just choosing our goals and choosing to win today over that temporary gratification. So if you don't have one of these, come on, we're making some lists. And that's one that I want you to start today. Another phrase I would like for you to write down on a sticky note in your house. So, sorry, you do have to spend a little more money. I want you to have one of these and I want you to have some sticky notes. And I want you to write down, stop believing in the lie of tomorrow. Okay. Often we tell ourselves, I'll start tomorrow, or next Monday, I'll get serious. Okay. Here's the problem with that. It makes today irrelevant. Okay. And if transformation doesn't start, but transformation, it doesn't start tomorrow, guys. It starts in the next 5 minutes. It starts with the next choice you make. Okay. So let's focus on today and stop putting off our goals for that imaginary perfect time. And the last thing I'm going to leave you with that you're going to, I know we talked about saving special for special, but I want to tell you kind of what that would look like. Okay. I want you to look at the next couple weeks coming up. Okay. And I want you to prioritize something that you might want to go off plan for. Heck, when you get there, you might not want to anymore, but make a plan. For me, when I started, it was that I had my friend's 40th birthday in Napa coming up on the horizon. So that is what I prioritized. I'm not going to go off plan today, but I can put that energy towards Napa. Caroline, you want a donut? You want something on that list? You can have it in Napa. You can have it then. But right now, girl, we've got too much work to do. So what I want you to do is I want you to tell your coach, okay, here's what I'm prioritizing going off plan for in the next couple of weeks. I really don't want more than 1 or 2 occasions on there because then we're just going to get kind of stuck in a loop. And I want you to make a plan with your coach. And I want you to share the details of that with somebody that you trust that's going to actually be at that occasion with you. Okay. We do not indulge in private any longer. We just don't. We do not indulge in private. So make a plan with your coach, share that plan with somebody that's with you. Okay. And just decide in advance what you will do and won't do. Binging is not an option, but share it with that safe person and keep that promise to yourself. This is the most important step. We're just so used to breaking promises with ourselves that it doesn't sting anymore. Okay. If breaking promises to yourself is normal, then I want you to start rebuilding that trust. Okay. And then after that event, have your weekly call with your coach and celebrate the success. Celebrate. Yeah. I made this decision. I did not cheat. I made a choice. And you're going to reflect on how it felt to stick to your plan, keep promises to yourself, and honor your goals and honor yourself. Okay. Anyways, your transformation doesn't happen in a day. It doesn't happen by accident, but it does happen with consistency. Okay. Um, anyways, let's commit to making that was a lot. I'm sorry, I threw a lot at you. But let's commit to making today count, okay? Transformation starts now. It starts today. Um, okay, you guys. I am going to open up the room, and I want to